Welcome to the Unheard Bird podcast. I'm your host, Kyra Bird, and I'm so glad you could join our family tree where we are going to be talking about topics unheard of. And if you've been going through an identity crisis and have been struggling to find the light in your life, this series is for you. I call this collection Where's the Light? So grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's begin. Let's reveal all of the stuff that has been hidden in the dark to the light. Dun dun dun. No, I'm just kidding. So, welcome to EP1. I call this one Be Yourself. This might sound like a cliche, but getting out of what you see on social media or simply falling for the generics of someone else's life can be harming. So, I'm going to touch more on being yourself. This is where I'm just going to start speaking off. I'm not going to go with this script. So, have you ever asked yourself, do you even really like posting? Is posting your thing? Are you comfortable with posting? Do you even like social media? Because I know that my generation, we have slowly evolved into the technology with the phones and the social media, pictures, videos, all of that. And that's kind of all we know as young adults right now. So from what I experienced, I don't think social media is the best place to be when you're down and when you don't know yourself or your identity. Social media can be a curse and a gift. It could give you enlightenment, it could give you inspiration, but it also could tear you down, and it can cause you to compare yourself to things that are not even real and to people who may not even be living the way they project their life on camera. Like, even me, like, my videos and stuff might look nice and stuff, but literally, like, I have a lot going on, for real, and I'm still trying to figure myself out as a young adult and where I want to be, especially with failing my last 2 semesters of college. That was hard. So, just being you and figure out what works for you, because what works for everybody else doesn't. It might not work for you. I know personally, I can be on social media, but I know the amount that I need to consume, and I know the amount of time that I need to be off of my phone as well. Like, I have this app blocker on my phone, and I set it at night. So when I wake up and try to go to social media after my devotion, it blocks it, so I can actually wake up and think my thoughts, look in the mirror, and brush my teeth and do the things I need to, instead of trying to distract myself from the worries of a day. And also, I don't know, this varies from a big range, from middle school kids to high school kids to college kids to adults. Like, learning how to be you and finding what you like. That was something that I had to see. Like, I had to see someone be comfortable in who they were, and it gave myself permission to be who I am. Because I know as a younger girl, like, certain things, I wanted to copy everything like girls were doing, and it was some crazy stuff they was doing. Like, they had nails like these in 3rd grade. They were wearing like lipstick in 4th grade, 5th grade, and then they had like really long braids and stuff. And that's a whole other topic about discussing what is too much and what isn't too much. But for a certain age. So when I was told I wasn't able to do that stuff when I was younger, it kind of made me not want to go to it when I was older. I don't know. It's kind of like that. I don't know. It just feels like I'm still being told not to do, even though I'm not. It's just my brain saying that's not okay. But I had to learn if I liked it, because I know for the longest, like, I know we all be seeing the long hair, the 40-inch middle part bust down. Oh my gosh, I tried it, or I tried the sew in. I didn't get the lace front. I'm still waiting to try the lace front because I think I'm gonna like it. But as far as the length of the hair, I hated it it, but it was so beautiful. But oh my gosh, it was too hot for that. And then I don't know how to be blending the top with the sew-in hair, because mine was looking weird. You could see the texture difference. You could see the damage in my hair, and it just was not for me. That specific style, and I didn't know how to maintain it. And I know that I didn't like it. And along with like, I like braids, but I realized I really like locks. Like I will get locks put in over braids anytime, because it's so versatile and you can change it up and they last for a long time. That's just my opinion. And also when it comes to wearing clothes too, like wearing an outfit like this, like I wouldn't dare, like 8th grade me, 7th grade me, 5th grade me, I would have been like very embarrassed to go out in public. But you have to give yourself permission to free yourself from the chains that bonded you to the old you or what people said. You have to give yourself permission to be yourself and like the things you like, because we can put on an outfit, we can put on these accessories, we can wear certain jewelry, and then a thought can just fly in our head and be like, will I be judged for this? Or I just want to be normal and I want to blend in. Because in a boring world, people wear brown, black, white, and beige. I'm just being real. And it's either sweatpants or leggings. When we go out, we don't see people being themselves or shining their lights. And simply somebody being themselves is a door. It's them opening a door to someone else. I don't know. It's opening a door to someone else to be themselves and inviting them into the light and into embracing who they are and who they were called and born to be from the beginning. Because I have been struggling with identity crisis literally since I've been in elementary. I've been trying to figure out who I am and what do I like to do, as far as appearance-wise, as far as music-wise, as far as art, as far as watching TV, the things that I like to consume. Like, personally, it's just a journey, and I come on here to tell you that it's okay to figure out, and it's okay to try things that are outside of your box. Like even this, I kind of was forced, like, because I only had this pack of hair left, but the blonde, it was not intentional. And then she got done with my hair and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love the blonde because it complements my skin tones. Like it looks really nice and it looks really good with like a white shirt. Yeah. And just, it's okay to try new things. Let's see what else I have on here. Oh, and back to social media too, make sure you're posting for you. Because I realized there was a point in my life where I was posting for validation. I was posting because I wanted certain people's attention and I wanted them to see the change in my life, but that caused stress in areas. That caused me to make a facade of what I'm living and who I am just so I can impress some people that are only going to be watching for 5 seconds. I'm literally cramming this in my life, causing misery just for people to view me for 5 seconds and probably not care. And don't do it for validation. And make sure whatever you're posting, it projects who you are and you are loving yourself. Now, it's okay to open up about insecurity or okay to talk about things you like to change, but still have self-love in the process. Still show the media who you are, because people can read past your facade. Like, they can see when you're faking. They can see when you don't talk like how you talk. They be like, oh, she faking. She don't really talk like that. Her voice sounds so high-pitched. Like, I be doing that. I can call it out. I be like, girl, stop talking like that. And yeah. Also too, I put another topic. This is just another pop-up question we could talk about in the comments. Why do we post? Is it for the people that are not getting paid, the people that do not monetize or whatever? Why do we post? Is it, what would I say? Why do we post? Is it deeper than pictures? Do we post to make ourselves feel okay? Do we post because we want to see ourselves throughout the day? Do we post to make ourselves feel good about how we look? Or I don't know. Y'all know where I'm going. And then next, being the light starts with you. It's okay to be different. And it's funny because me now, like senior me in high school versus freshman me in college, it's really different. Like senior me, I was like the conservative, like, why are you wearing that? He looked crazy in that. He got on girl clothes. She got some long hair. How she wipe her butt in the nails? Like, I was literally that person. But literally an angry and bitter person only judges other people, and they are only afraid to be who they really are, and they're not shining their light. They're spreading darkness, and they're talking about someone else who's confident in who they are and what they like, and they're not afraid to be who they are no matter what people say. And I just came to that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll be mad at somebody who's just always criticizing me. So just be you. And it's funny because I was talking to my friends about certain situations, like when it comes to meeting new college friends or when it comes to going to work. My girl was like, and when I say my girl, I mean my best friend. My girl was like, girl, just be you. And then my other friend, when we were outside, I was like, but what if? And she's like, be yourself. Like, you are nice. And it's funny because my best friend, she was like, people are going to be drawn to you naturally because you have such a light. And that made me smile. Like, she had me blushing yesterday. She was like, you just have this natural light, this energy to you. And I was like, thank you. Like, it felt so good to hear because at times you don't see it or you don't think people appreciate your presence or, I don't. And, being original. Yes, being original and finding out what you actually like and not trying to be fitting for the media. This is another topic because I know everybody don't want to be a nurse. I know everybody don't want to be a freaking Instagram model. I know everybody don't want to be a YouTuber. Like, find what sparks your interest. There are a million careers out there, like, and we just don't know because they're not popular. Like, I don't talk about nobody. I don't hear about anybody talking about being a fireman. Like, for real. I'm being honest. And I know, especially in like this community, my community, Black community, like, I don't really hear police jobs or anything like that. Which, don't cancel me for saying that, but I just don't hear people talking about that's their passion. And you just have to literally go with your life and see what you're surrounded by and see what you like. Find out what you like, not what other people like, not what other people validate, what you like. That really matters. Like, I cannot stress enough how important that is. And if you live for other people or if you live based on other people's opinions, you're going to be miserable and you're going to end up hating on other people because you're jealous that you're not doing what they're doing. Spoken from experience. Yep. Getting vulnerable. Spoken from experience. Literally. So just do not be afraid to be you. And also me, like, I've been bullied because all my life I've literally been different. Like, I've been born different. I just have always had this difference, uniqueness to me. Like, I wasn't like the other girls. I don't know, saying I was like the other boys would be weird. I wasn't like the other girls and boys. I wasn't. I always was different. Like, even when I was in 5th grade, I was so in love, like, with watching dance videos, and I loved watching AO and Tail. Those are my main, like, up there. AO and Tail, like, I literally would come home after school, watch them dance, practice, literally studying what they did, practice. And my mom and my dad knew I really loved AO and Tail, so my dad, he ordered me an AO and Tail mask, and I will wear that to school, like, every day. This was before COVID. Like, you think of a COVID mask with a panda face on it. Literally, that was me every day. And I had my 2 ponytails in, and I wear my little watch because he made the song called Rolex. Literally, that was me. Like, I always been different. And then the other girls, they're like, why you wear that mask? Or they're like, let me wear your mask. And I'm like, no. No, this is my mask. And you were just talking about me, so you will not be getting my mask. And then from going to 5th grade to 6th grade, it really changed me a lot too, because I saw people being more, they were looking more grown. They were looking like an adult, and I was still looking like this little kid from 5th grade with my mask. And then people bullied me bad. You know, I had crooked teeth. I had braces. This is not my real smile for real. I had a crooked smile. And like, my appearance was talked about a lot. Now, that caused a mental battle, and it made me like not like certain things about me. It made me see me differently. And I also did not wear braids low. Like, I didn't get my hair braided a lot. And I had hair, but I didn't know how to do my hair. And I had like a lumpy ponytail. Yeah. And I don't want to make this sound like my parents take care of me. My parents took care of me. They took care of me. I had fresh shoes, fresh backpack, fresh all that. But I just wanted to learn how to do my hair. And then the 8th graders was being so mean. And they talked a lot about me. So when I went to 7th grade, my new thing was body image, because the majority of girls around me were skinny. And I was ashamed to be me in my skin. And I've always been a little bit bigger than the other girls. So my thing would be, I would search for another me, but the whole time there isn't another me, because all these girls are tiny, and even all the boys, and they was talking about me. And then 8th grade, oh my gosh, it was my teeth, my body, and what else? Oh, finding out who I was. Like, I had friends, quote unquote, but now I would call them acquaintances. And they would like talk about me, like, just to laugh. Like, I remember this boy was like, yeah, at least you're not built like Cairo. Like, why are you comparing bodies? Like, that's wrong. But I had to learn to be secure in me and when I went into high school. Thank God there was COVID, because I learned to listen to my voice. I got away from all the other voices, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, I'm actually pretty. Like, I actually started seeing who I was. My mom and my dad always told me I was beautiful, but it's different when you believe it. And then I got my braces literally during COVID. So when I came to high school, I shocked them. They was like, that girl got straight teeth. And I said, I did this for me. Like, this was for me. Like, I came to a realization that I was beautiful with the gap in my teeth. With my teeth up here, I still smiled. I said, I'm beautiful. And then even with my body image, it's what is the quote? Or the verse, the Bible verse? It was, I don't know why I don't remember them, but I know the words that stick out to me. It's about accepting the things that I can't change and changing the things that I can control, or something like that. And I was like, okay, if I struggle with my body image, then I'm going to start working out. So I started working out some more, and then I started losing weight, but learning the diet and all that, it's just a whole different ballgame. And I'm still trying to figure out what diet works for me and what exercises I should do. But I had to do it for me. Finding me, being myself. Not doing it because they were saying that something's wrong with me. I have to be comfortable in who I am now to get to who I imagine myself to be. And you have to love who you are and love yourself during the process. You cannot hate yourself. You cannot wake up and look in the mirror and be like you don't want to be you, because that is the worst feeling. Nobody's telling you that but yourself, and your thoughts are convincing you to hate yourself when really nobody's there saying that. it's just spirits just speaking in your ear and you just hearing nothing for real because you can't hear audibly. It's just that, like, for real. Control that. And and then when I got into high school, I became unrecognizable. People didn't know I was the same girl from middle school. Like, I came in with cleaner, looking more fresh. And I knew how to do my hair. I mastered how to do my hair during COVID. And came in with a new smile, but we still had to wear a mask. The 10th grade, our mask came off. And nobody knew how I was. And the same boy that talked about my teeth in middle school, literally, he was like, oh, I didn't even recognize that was you. He was like, hi. And I was like, you gotta forgive, you gotta let go. And I was like, hi. And then he just started talking to me, and I was like, that's crazy, because you literally gave me struggles each day. You gave me a struggle within myself to look in the mirror and love myself. And, like, you just continue with your life, and you happy, and you think you didn't affect me. Like, it's just crazy. I'm literally going on a freaking tangent. But really, be yourself. Do what you feel. Trust yourself. Know yourself. Make your own decisions. And don't allow the crowd to influence your mental. Because your mental is a gift, and it manifests anything you want. And I know it's easier said than done, because lately I've been in a real heavy, stuck, dark place of thinking, like, when it comes to moving forward from things that made me see myself as little Kyra, when I am whole entire in a different body, different headspace. Like, I am literally big Kyra. I'm not little Kyra anymore. And I had to unbond from thinking like little Kyra. Like, certain things that I was like triggered by, like, I still get a little triggered by, but I know the reaction of those things comes from me, from being little, because I am the same person. But I just have to be like, I don't have to handle it that way anymore, because I'm older and I can do more things, and I'm mature now, and I'm not really stuck. And that's what my friend told me yesterday. She said, you're not really stuck. And if I am stuck, it's because I'm holding myself back, and I'm letting fear dictate the moves I make. And let's see. Oh, being in that dark place and having to go through that journey to find out who I was and what I liked, it was a beautiful experience, because it gave me like a therapeutic release. Like, my dad told me I should start drawing. I'm like, drawing? I don't draw. Like, I could look at stuff and I would like copy it, but I don't draw. Then he bought me color pencils and a notebook. I'm in my room all day copying pictures I see on like Pinterest and on Instagram and on Google search, for real. Like Proud Family, SpongeBob, putting my own little twist to it. And then my whole wall I covered with like pictures. And I wish I had pictures of my wall. Like, I covered it with all my artwork. And then I eventually got better because I was doing it every day, all day long, because it's COVID. So for my COVID birthday, when I turned 14, same year, 8th grade year, I literally asked for Prismacolors because my grandma, she introduced me to them when I was in 7th grade, but I wasn't really like Da Vinci yet. And I was like, oh, I think I like these better than Crayola, but it's a price difference. They're like $100. And then I started believing in it, and it's something that was not popular in school. People were not drawing. People were not artists. People were athletes. Literally, that's what made you popular. If you were an athlete, you could fit in and you sat at the table and you had all these friends. But I simply was fitting in because I grew up with some of the kids in the area, and simply because I was a black girl. Like, seriously, because it was a predominantly black school. And people were just like, you're one of us, come on. And then I was hanging around girls that really were not for me. That's a whole other story time. And when I found out who I was, I found somebody in my reflection. My girl Ava. Ava, if you see this, I love you, girl. I met her in 8th grade, and she literally was just like me. We was smart, and I was wondering why she always like was to the side and never was in our group. And I finally figured out why. So when I found who I was, I found someone else authentic in their self and authentically them and strong in their solitude. And then when we came together, we just were like really Bonnie and Bonnie. Yes, Bonnie and Bonnie, for real. And if I was still pretending to be like them, I would have never found her, and I would have never found who I was. And she accepted me for who I was and my drawing, and yeah. So back to the story of how I discovered drawing. I practiced each and every day, and I just studied the face, and I studied, and I watched videos, and I was watching on my iMac how to create characters. And then eventually I got good. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, people start recognizing how good I was because I did that in the dark. I did that deep work of finding out who I was and what I liked in the dark without posting, without people seeing me, because simply I was being trained. This was a quiet season. This was a season where I just literally locked in and just was doing it for me. And then eventually got introduced to guitar, and I started teaching myself guitar because I figured out if I could teach myself how to draw, then I could teach myself how to play guitar, and did. And then got into doing the keyboard, and then started writing poetry because I started feeling stuff, and I felt like I was quiet for so long. And then I went to school, and I won 2 poetry contests in a row, both first place. And everybody knew me for my art. My identity came in being alone. So being yourself sometimes requires drawing back from the crowd, drawing back from the voices, and simply standing in your solitude, and simply being who you were called to be, and simply getting off of the media. Like, seriously, I do not pick up my phone like that today. Like, I will scroll, get a little inspiration, I'll see some cool art, listen to some music, but I really do listen to music, but I really use my phone to call, to text, to listen to music, to see what my friends are up to, and play Roblox. Like, for real, that's really what I use my phone for, to check my emails too. But I'm not in it. Like, I have a life, I have an identity outside of my phone. Like, get out of this matrix, which is the next EP. Get out of that matrix of how the world's programming you to be. Get out of that. See what you like. Everybody's not called to be a nurse. Everybody's not called to be a dentist. Everybody's not called to be a doctor. Everybody's not called to be a traveling influencer. Like, everybody not called to that life. Sometimes you're meant to be a teacher. Sometimes you're meant to be a pastor. Sometimes you're meant to be a coach, a life coach, a counselor. Sometimes you are called to be an artist like me, or do a podcast, or be yourself, because you're not afraid to shine your light. And you're not afraid of the world. And you do not care about what the people got to say. And you do not care about losing people, because you know whatever God got in store for you is better than what was down here. It's always going to increase, because you know that. So, do it, girl. Do it, boy. Do it, man. Do it, woman. Do what's on your heart. Do what you believe in. And you do not have to move at everybody's pace too. That's what my girl Arsema, sorry girl, I had to shout you out. My girl Arsema, she literally told me that everybody's where they're supposed to be at, and I knew that, but yesterday it hit like boing. Like, she right. Like, everybody's in their own pace. They're moving on their own time, because I told her I felt like I'm sitting in a car, everybody else in their car, but mine's still at the red light while everybody gets to go past the red light and everybody's moving. Like, why do I gotta sit here? And then she told me, what if I told you you were meant to be there? And I was thinking, like, after she said that, I'm like, yeah, because what if the other cars got into a car accident? Or what if the other cars stopped working? Or what if the other cars have to go to the gas station and there's no gas? And I'm simply sitting at the red light, protected and safe until it turns green. And I was like, you're right, girl. So everything that happened to you is for you. Everything that's happening now, I know it's easier said than done, because some dark days get dark and it don't seem like there's hope. But it brings you to a place of realization, and it brings you to an audience and a crowd that needs you. And first, you have to need yourself, and you have to help yourself, and you have to have help from the ones around you, if you do, or anybody that you love, to get out of that darkness and then come into the light. That's literally, where's the light? Right here, right here. That's literally what this podcast is called. It took that darkness, it took that dark stage to pull me here. I would have never done this if everything was going all swell, because I would have been content. And I had no choice but to do this, because this microphone was put here, this iMac was put here, this phone was put here, this ring light was put here, these words was put here. God grew that poet in me in here. He did a work in me in here. And we're just transforming. And that is another word that I've been literally living by. Transformation. Transform, transform, transform. Transform that mindset. Believe you can, you know you can, and you will. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for stopping by in our family tree, in my family tree. Thank you for chilling in this nest. And thank you for allowing me to plant seeds within you so you may grow your own tree. And we still will be a family tree. We could be a family garden. And don't forget to tune into the next EP, which is Get Out of the Matrix. The Matrix, the womb, who you were born to be, where you gonna go. Bye!